welcome to another pregnancy update. It's been a while since I've actually sat down and just done a regular update video, so I'm really excited about doing today's video. If it's a little loud, it's because it's extremely windy outside and I'm in my basement and my kids are all home for spring break, so things might get a little loud and I apologize for that. But it's been so much fun having the kids home for spring break and just really enjoying this time together before the baby comes. I am 35 weeks this week, which just seems so crazy. When I first started these update videos, 35 weeks seemed so far away, and now it is here and things are just getting really real. And that has been really emotional. I'm so excited to have another baby. I'm also nervous. I'm nervous for our family to change, and I'm nervous, you know, just to see what's going to happen. I'm also extremely excited. When I had Winston, everything just felt like it was meant to be. And I feel like I felt that way with each child when I brought them home. And so I know that it's going to feel that way, but it still just makes me nervous, like how everyone's going to adjust, how our family's going to adjust to being a family of 6, which is a lot. And I do think that everything's going to be great, but it just makes me a little bit nervous. Like, okay, me as a mom, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to give all of my kids attention? And I know that I've mentioned that a lot, but that is something that is, you know, kind of weighing heavy on me, the realness that this is going to happen. So like I said, I'm so grateful that it's been spring break and that we've had a little extra time together. We just announced the baby's name, and this little baby girl in here is baby Layla, and she is about 5.5 pounds right now and anywhere between 19 and 22 inches. My babies are usually a little shorter, and so I'm guessing that she's closer to 19 inches at this point. But you never know. You never know how they're going to come out. So I definitely believe that she is about 5.5 pounds. My belly feels really, really heavy. And so I definitely feel like she's gaining some weight in there, which is good. I'm just so excited to hold her and to just see her and look into her little eyes. Like, I can't sleep at night just thinking about meeting her. I'm so excited. She definitely loves my ribs. She loves to like cuddle herself into them. It honestly feels like she's laying this way, and I don't know if that's true. Obviously, I can't really tell. But it feels like her whole body is up here. Earlier today we were watching a movie and I laid back and the top of my belly was almost completely flat, and then you could just see this big baby right through here, and the kids were laughing so hard. They love to feel her. They love to watch the different funny positions that she'll get into, and it's been a lot of fun for them to feel the baby move. They love to like put their little heads on my belly and feel her move or hear different sounds, and that is going to be something that I miss so much, is just the excitement that all 3 of them really feel when they get to feel their baby sister move. And I'm just gonna miss like seeing their tiny little hands on my belly. So that is emotional. I know that this is probably my last pregnancy, so I'm trying to take all of that in, and I'm just really gonna miss those things. So we're all really excited to meet her, but you know, I'm trying to just soak in every last moment of this pregnancy and just enjoy it and cherish those little things. So anyways, I'm gonna cry through this whole video. It has been a lot of fun for the family to feel the baby move, and Winston is so funny. He, especially like anytime I say, Winston, come and watch the baby move, because you can see my belly moving at this point, and I just will want him to watch, but he has to lay his head on my belly. And it's so funny because if she moves, he'll say, baby Layla kicked my head. It's so funny. So I'm excited to watch them 2 together. I'm also really excited to see Gage have a baby sister. He's such a good and patient, gentle, kind big brother to Winston. Even when Winston is so wild, Gage is just such a tender little guy that he always like calms him down and is so gentle with him. So I'm really excited to see him with a baby sister. And Braylee was just saying today how excited she was, because she said it's kind of like Gage and Winston are buddies because they are always playing together. They like a lot of the same things. And she's just said she's so excited to have a baby sister so that they can like be together. And so I can't wait to watch those relationships form. And I think that I can already feel their excitement when they're just so excited to feel the baby. So speaking of, she's just rolling around right now. I feel her move all of the time, like constantly. But her moves are pretty gentle. It's kind of more like rolling, or sometimes I'll feel a little poke, but it's never anything like a jab or you know, anything like crazy like that, like I feel like it was with Winston. I felt a lot of jabs and a lot of like crazy movements, but I feel a lot of rolling with her, and I definitely feel her stretching. There are times when I feel like I can feel her in my ribs, and then I swear I feel her hit my hip bone. Like, whoa, baby girl just stretched, and I felt that everywhere. But for the most part, it's very gentle and just so cute. Something that's been really weird and different this time is that she's only gotten the hiccups a few times. Winston and Gage both had them constantly. I swear that they would get them 10 times a day. I always felt hiccuping. And I can't really remember how, I know Braylee did get the hiccups quite often, but not as much as the boys. But I've probably only noticed her having the hiccups about 5 times maybe. So I don't know if I'm just not feeling them because she's small, or if they're just such like tiny little hiccups that I'm not feeling them. But I always get really excited. I always loved that, you know, when you look down and you just see your belly just kind of like peek, peek. So I always love it when I can feel her little hiccups. So overall, baby Layla seems to be doing great in there, and I am so grateful. Every time we go to the doctor, her heartbeat sounds very strong. I've only had one ultrasound, which kind of like makes me feel a little uneasy, but also that is how it was with Winston too. I only ended up getting a couple ultrasounds with him, but with Braylee and Gage, I would get ultrasounds every time, which just makes you feel better as a mom. I think to be able to see your baby and to know that the doctor is actually looking in there, looking at the baby. But everything seems to be measuring great. Her heartbeat always seems strong. And I just am very grateful for that. And as long as everything keeps measuring right and sounding good, we do have a date scheduled for a C-section, and that will be April 17th. So the day after Easter. As much as I would love to have her here for Easter, I'm kind of grateful that we get to just spend the day together as a family and celebrating and really trying to make each of my kids feel special before it's baby time and baby's here. So I am really looking forward to Easter this year and just making it a very special day for our family. So from this date, we have about 3.5 weeks until baby Layla will be here, which just seems so crazy because when we set the date, it was about 8 weeks ago, and it seems like it was like last week that we did that. So just knowing how fast that time has gone by, I know that 3 weeks is going to fly by. I am trying to get everything just ready for her to get here, as far as like getting my house cleaned, getting things organized. I've been working on that. We won't have a nursery, which I'm totally okay with. I was going to try to get something put together for Winston and Layla in Winston's room, because I thought that there would be enough room, but we are planning on moving hopefully sooner rather than later, and so I don't want to put a ton of like energy into that right now if we're just going to have to take everything down and move. So I haven't been too concerned about that, but we do still need to get like a little bassinet, and I want one right by my bed that will raise up. So I do have C-sections, and it would be nice just to have her, you know, right next to my bed where I can easily get her in and out. And so I do want to do that. I did co-sleep with Winston. He came into my bed right after I had him, and I loved it, and it was so great. And he actually is still sleeping in my bed, which is something that I really did want to work on, is getting him out of my bed, but it hasn't been a successful process. So we are still going to be working on that. So I definitely will not be putting her in my bed, especially if Winston is still in here. I don't think that that is safe at all. So I don't plan on co-sleeping with her. So that's another reason that I want a bassinet that will be right next to my bed, so that she'll feel very close to me, but she won't actually be in the bed. So that is something that I need to get. I also need to get a new car seat for her, and just a car seat stroller that the car seat snaps onto. I found with Winston that it's just so much easier to have a car seat stroller. It's really easy to fold, and it's light, and it's easy to just hurry and click the car seat onto. So I definitely want to get those 3 things before the baby comes. Only other thing that I know I need to go and stock up on are diapers. I only have 2 little packages, and I know babies go through diapers so quickly. So I definitely need to get diapers and wipes. So as far as me, I am feeling pretty good. The past couple of weeks have been a little bit rough. I've started to feel nauseous again, and I have thrown up more than I would have liked to. I mean, I guess one time is too much, but I have gotten really sick the past couple of weeks and thrown up, not every day, but more often than I would like. And so that has been rough, but I'm not feeling as terrible as I did at the beginning. So I feel bad even like bringing it up because I know how bad it could be, and it's definitely not that bad, but it is hard to feel crummy. So I haven't felt the best, but I do feel like I'm starting to feel better. The other thing, which is expected, is I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. My belly has gotten really big. It's hard to get around. It's hard to sit in one position for very long. It's hard to lay in one position. I feel like during the night I'm like back and forth and pillows under and blankets here and blankets there. You know, I'm trying to prop everything up so that I feel comfortable. But that is to be expected. I mean, you can't expect to be pregnant and feel comfortable all the time. And sleeping is hard at night. I especially have a hard time falling asleep. It's almost like I'm so exhausted that I can't let myself fall asleep. But I do sleep really good in like the morning hours. So I sleep in more than I should, but I'm not letting myself feel guilty because I know that this will not last. So besides my belly getting so big and feeling a little uncomfortable, something else that is to be expected but has felt like the biggest change overall is just feeling exhausted. I am physically exhausted all day, I feel like. And if I'm sleepy at all and I try to drive, I always have to end up pulling over and taking a nap, because I think that when you drive and you're tired, it makes you sleepy anyways. But this pregnancy, I don't know, when I'm driving, I'm just like, oh no, I can feel myself just falling asleep. So there have been quite a few times that I've had to pull over at like a rest stop or somewhere and just take a little quick power nap. So I am very tired. I try to take a nap if it's possible, or just sit down and rest and like let my mind, you know, kind of turn off for a second, even if I don't get a nap. I've thought a lot about any of you who are pregnant and watching these updates and along on this journey with me, and thinking about how many of you are working every day. And I just want you to know, no matter what your situation is, that I think that you're amazing. And I think that just the fact that we're getting through this pregnancy at the end, even though we're exhausted, I just think that we're awesome. So just know that I think you're awesome, and I think that you're amazing, and good job, because it is really, really hard to grow a little human. And I know it is the most beautiful thing, and I'm so grateful every day. Even when I'm exhausted, I just think like, this is such a miracle, and I'm so grateful. But it is a lot of work, and it does make you feel tired, and it does make you feel like you're not doing enough. I think the biggest thing to do at this point of pregnancy is just give yourself a break and know that you are doing a good job. I know that that is what I try to tell myself every day, so I hope that you will too. I've also been very emotionally exhausted, and I don't feel like I've ever felt that with my other pregnancies as much as I have felt it with this one. And I think it is because I have older kids who are doing things. You know, Braylee is almost a teenager, and she has a lot going on, and I remember when I was that age, and I want to be a good mom to her. I don't know if I'm doing a good enough job. And you know, Gage is so quiet and so sweet and always thinking of others, that there are times that I want to make sure that I'm thinking of him too. I'm not just like, he's just the kid that could be like, you're okay, buddy? Okay, good. Now I'm going to go and deal with, you know, this stuff going on over here. I want to make sure that I'm giving him enough attention, because I know he still needs it, even though he doesn't ask for it. And then Winston is the one that makes me the most physically exhausted rather than emotionally exhausted. We're trying to potty train, which he's doing a really, really good job, so I can't complain. But it's just, you know, all of those things that have made me feel emotionally stretched. I feel like we've had a lot going on the past couple of months, and you know, I don't want to blame it on like pregnancy hormones, but I do feel like when I'm pregnant, my pregnancy hormones kind of overtake things and make me feel things stronger and deeper, and I react to them a little bit differently. Things that I would normally just let go and be okay with, it's harder for me to do that when I'm pregnant. I hold on to things and I overanalyze and I worry, and you know, so I feel like I've really been kind of stuck in that place that has made me emotionally exhausted. But I was grateful. A few weeks ago, I took the kids and we went and stayed with my mom, and she helped me so much with the kids. We still went and we had a really, really fun weekend, but she just stepped in and helped me so much that it made it easier for me just to enjoy our time together. And I went to bed that night and I just cried myself to sleep because I felt so much peace, and just I slept better. Everything just felt so much better. So if you are feeling emotionally exhausted, make sure that you reach out to someone who will let you vent and get everything out and talk about how you're feeling, and that will step in and help you and just help you find that peace that you might need. I definitely am feeling better emotionally, but I'm still overall just really exhausted. So if you're feeling that way, know that you're not alone. That is it for my 35-week update. I am hoping to do a lot of baby videos in the next couple of weeks, so I'll probably be uploading more often. Braylee's actually waiting, and we're going to do a little shoe haul and like accessory haul because this baby girl has got more shoes than I do, I think. I think that I'll be doing like what's in her diaper bag, what's in our hospital bags, you know, all of those fun videos. So be sure to watch for those over the next few weeks. Thank you again so much for coming along on this journey with me. Thank you for watching. I just really love and appreciate you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, before I go, I'll hurry and do a quick little belly shot. So that is my belly from the front. You can't really see with these leggings. These are Blanky leggings. Once again, I will leave a link down below. They make me so happy. So I haven't gotten the line, but my belly button is definitely out for the world to see. And then that bit.